Hello everyone, Dan Hendriksen here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are at the Titleist Performance Centre here at Woburn. I've been doing a series of videos here and I thought today we'd have a little look at the top end of my golf bag, which is my 4-iron. Now I use the Titleist MB irons, have done now for a couple of seasons, moved around a few different irons, but every time I run back to those irons. Now, I have got in the bag a T100 4-iron. This is a club that I kind of have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. It's a club that's performed really, really well, but on occasions I kind of lose a bit of confidence with it, don't quite strike it, lose a bit of ball speed, and then it kind of runs into my 5-iron on numerous occasions out on the golf course. So I thought we'd come up here today at the Titleist, have a chat about the new products that they've got out and see if there's anything else out there that might be able to help me in that department of my game. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing from our videos, hit that subscribe button. Loads of content coming your way. But for now, let's go and catch up with Nick and see what's going to happen with the top end of my golf bag. Right, Nick, 4-iron,
yes,
which is not current, it's the old T100.
Yep, previous generation.
Love it though.
Yeah.
It's gone really, really well. Kind of, I would say, the difference between these two clubs is that they can sandwich together a little bit.
Right, okay.
So I'm kind of getting about 185 out of the 5-iron.
Sure.
And then this one should, the 4-iron should go at around sort of 195
Yeah.
mark. But yeah. I know that really a lot of the time I'm closer to the 190 mark with it, so
okay.
the gap is really closing together.
Sure, bit tight.
So what I kind of end up doing, I feel, is I try
Hoping
stepping.
You get 5-iron number.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm trying to step on the 4-iron a lot of the
Sure.
time, which makes me miss-hit it a lot.
Yeah.
So I would say, of all the clubs in my bag, iron-wise,
Yeah.
I probably miss-hit my 4-iron more than any other
When you say
club.
miss-hit it, can you just elaborate on where in the face you feel like you miss-hit it?
I probably get it a little bit low in the face
Okay.
and a little bit toe, and I instantly know that ball speed's going to drop off.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that type of
the other
shot.
thing, the key differences between these two iron models that you've got here
Yeah.
is obviously we've got the MB, nice slim profile, easy to get that leading edge into the turf.
Yeah.
This generation of T100 has a bit more camber.
Definitely, yeah.
So that might be, it might just be the club is not ideal for you because it's not letting you into the turf.
Okay.
So that's something that we'll look at, strike location, and
Yeah.
it might be that, say, the new version T100, the latest generation, might work better for you
Okay.
as an option. So where you're feeling those miss-hits and losing ball speed and then ultimately distance, could be that there's a bit through the sole working through the turf.
It's really interesting to say that because there's times where I've hit the MB version of the 4-iron, and there's a part of me that sometimes thinks I wish I'd
had a 4-iron
had the 4-iron in that set, but I just couldn't. And I know that when I don't quite get that 4-iron, but I honestly feel that I strike that MB 4-iron probably a little bit better, consistently than I do the T100. And I'd really thought that because it's a bit more forgiving, that possibly I was not concentrating quite as much on it.
Right.
Does that make sense as well? So it's small things that I think might affect it. But that's why we're here today, to have a little look at it, to see what's kind of going
options.
on.
We've got plenty of options to work around this, including 4-iron, various 4-irons in T100, T200. We've got utility 505 as well. We'll hit and see what we come up with. What we'll do first is, though, we'll have you hit your current 5-iron.
Okay.
Let me just take a few.
So you're going to measure that one up?
Specs off of that.
So that should be 2 degrees flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Standard loft.
You know you made it nice when you're drinking
Look at that.
Woburn water from the Titleist
Woburn from the
Performance
Titleist
Centre.
Performance Centre. How was that 5-iron looking?
Yeah, pretty good. We'll see how it performs
Yeah.
before I pass comment.
Okay.
Without giving you any sort of
Yeah.
preconceptions.
Good job you got a wide range here.
Is that left hand blow going up now?
Yeah, sorry. Not that one either.
No.
Good strikes, both of them. Really good
Lovely
strikes.
flight. Lovely flight.
Yeah. Just lack of face control at the moment.
They're averaging 175 at the moment.
Is it?
Dan.
Yeah, I would say that based on the wedges and things, I'd say it's about right today. Isn't it? Bit toey, that one. Got that one.
I was going to say, how did that one feel?
Spot on.
176.
176.
Yeah.
Slightly thin. Got a loss 6, 7, 8 yards out of that, I would think.
Yeah, spot on. 168.
Yeah.
168. 121. That sounded good.
Better, yeah. A little low, but still good. 7.3-ish. So just going to try and get the lie.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 tests. So the first one we're going to do is lie. Second one we're going to do is a horizontal version of this. And interestingly, it came up at 2 degrees flat. And maybe 1 week, close to 1 week in terms of loft.
Is that right?
From 27 to closer to 28.
Okay. The last thing I need is anything weaker, but that was consistent in the wedge as well.
It
though,
was a
wasn't
bit, wasn't it? Yeah. It was. I mean, it was a fraction. It was
margins, but. And would you expect that a little bit when you come into forged irons like this? Or I suppose
Depending
there's just
on where
always
you're-
going to be a tolerance, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. There is certainly, but I say the facility that we're at today, like we get it as tight as possible.
Yeah.
If you practice off mats, for example, if they hadn't been checked for a while,
Yeah.
you use one club more than the other people, they're going to move,
Yeah.
but not all consistently through the bag.
No. Get that.
Lovely shot there. Okay, let's have a quick little look.
Felt heely, yeah.
So again, same sort of thing. So from there, you'd argue that if anything, it came in
Yeah, smidgen that way.
that way. So I don't, as we go longer through the bag, obviously as less loft compared to the wedge,
Yeah.
you're going to get more curvature.
Definitely.
Whereas the wedge, we just saw it just starting right and
It's
staying
just-
right.
Yeah.
So with the 5-iron, I mean, again, it's definitely been more on target, hasn't it? Then there hasn't been that sort
Yeah.
of same kind of miss right.
Yeah,
So
and not a great deal of movement on it, to be honest
no.
with you.
So lie angle wise,
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. Let's just do a strike test as well now. I'll give you
Okay.
that one there. The more we kind of go through this, and the more from what I'm thinking about your 4-iron and knowing the sole design,
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking is going to be where we can help you.
And this is looking at where my strike performance
Yeah,
is. Is
so
it?
it's just, low or high in the face.
Yeah.
Very nice. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between grooves 4 and 5. Pretty much you can see exactly where that is there.
Okay.
So happy with that strike location.
So you're happy with the height in which that's coming in at?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is that something that people can test at home? Is that something to
definitely
do? So horizontal or?
Yeah, so vertical for your lie angle,
Yeah.
and then just horizontal for your strike location.
Yeah, okay.
We'll do something similar now with your 4-iron.
Yeah.
And we might see something slightly different.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what comes up.
The best I've ever seen you.
I was going to say,
it is literally the best shot. But what's interesting is you, and I've not really ever thought about this, but you talked about how the turf interaction is with it.
Yeah, and you can see
Look
minimal
at that
divot there, wasn't
instantly.
there? Yeah.
Instantly. So this is all my 5-iron work here, and it's
Into the
literally
turf,
gone
isn't
bump,
it?
bump, bump as I've gone along there. But look how small that is.
Yeah.
Just literally bruised it, but I don't feel like I did anything different to go into the turf or anything like that. But completely different flight, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it flew 185.
Yeah. So
Through
the
the
yardage
air.
is right.
So relative to your 5-iron, you've got a 10-yard gap.
Yeah.
You certainly wouldn't want that any closer. We'll just go straight into this horizontal one.
Yeah.
To be fair, that is as good as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, that's I might. Yeah. That's got to go straight in the memory bank. That one, Bernie. That one.
Can you reproduce?
Can I just keep doing that? Bit heely. It felt low and
sounded
heely.
a little bit low in the face.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, they're low and low and heel. It felt. There'd be a massive drop off that, but
That's similar,
Yeah.
similar to your 5-iron, isn't it?
So you can see it's sort of four grooves up, but a bit heely. Okay. Yeah, 174.
yeah, yeah. But I suppose you should get a drop off. Like my drop off with that 5-iron dropped down to 167, didn't it? When I got one wrong.
Just a bit inconsistent. Say when you need it at that time.
Even
Can
on
you
a
rely
even
on
on a
it?
range.
Okay, what I've done.
Yep.
New generation T100.
Yeah.
Same lie angle.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Let's have a little go.
hit that one for me. Let's see if we get some. Yeah, so your average there, just before we get into this, your average on those with your current 4-iron, let me just go through, there might have been one there that we'll just kind of remove. The difference on average between your 4-iron and that 5-iron is 1 yard, on average.
Crikey. Yeah. Okay.
So
what I'm explaining to you is kind of actually happening a little bit. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. The good ones are good. That first one at 185, great.
Yeah.
But then the slight miss here, 174, 172s.
Yeah. And that is so common, isn't it? As you go further up the bag, like that is going to be it's common with lots of players.
Oh, absolutely. And in your current setup of clubs, the MBs, and no matter what model of iron you're in, there tends to be that kind of tipping point of you're like, okay, I'm now not getting the incremental ball speeds that I need to validate this club in the bag.
Yeah.
Therefore, typically you go into a slightly different model, a bigger chassis, to keep those ball speed gains up to then get the distance.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we're going to do here this afternoon, is test some different options to see where do we keep those gains consistently giving you the numbers that you want.
Yeah. And what I say to a lot of people when I'm doing fittings as well is that it's not that they can't hit that 4-iron, because clearly I can hit that 4-iron and I've hit it once really well, but consistency, out of that time when you may play it 3 or 4 times in a round, well, one of those times you're going to hit it well, but the rest you're going to be basically, you may as well hit your 5-iron.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you want it to be consistent. You want to sort of dot, like landing sort of there or thereabouts. How tight can we get that circle?
Yeah.
Not only from a dispersion side point of view, but also from a distance side of things. So we'll hopefully come up with the answer.
Okay.
Okay, let's give this one a whirl.
So visually, this looks very similar to the one I've got as well.
Yeah. Slightly different finish on it versus
Yeah.
the previous one, but apart from that, be. So instantly more turf interaction.
Yeah. Well, you can see it straight away.
189 through the air.
Okay.
Just prove that wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, please.
You can just give that a quick wipe. Let's just do a quick little strike test as well.
Okay, bit left, but
So we mentioned ball speed a second ago. So your 5-iron, you were producing 122 miles an hour of ball speed.
Yeah.
Again, on average. Your 4-iron, 124.
Yeah.
So per club, we're looking for sort of 4 or 5 mile an hour.
Yeah.
First one you hit with that, 128. So
but look,
Really?
look at that there. I know it was a slight pull, but it felt great.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, bang on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a groove higher in the face. So you can see that turf interaction.
It's there, Bernie, look.
You and
Even though it was a slight pull, it's still there,
Yeah.
still where we want it, you know?
Yeah, that's better. Lovely flight.
It's
isn't
like
it?
it's literally like chalk and cheese with those two clubs. The big thing I've noticed is, like you said instantly, was how the club is allowing me to go into the turf. It's not bouncing out of the turf, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know,
It's
you
similar
saw it yourself,
patterns
didn't
now
you?
to the 5-iron.
It is,
you know?
isn't it? So if you look how tight the previous ones have been, 189, 189 and 188.
Yeah.
So very consistent. And you'd want a slightly bigger gap trending towards, say, 15 yards than you would that tight gap of 10.
Yeah.
So I'd be happier seeing, you know, from 175 closer to 190
Yeah.
than I would seeing it 175 to 185
Yeah.
where it was currently.
I'm amazed how big a jump that is. You know.
Well, we're not done quite yet. I've got a couple more options for you to test.
Okay.
Um,
That felt really good.
yeah, certainly improved
Yeah.
strike, wasn't it?
I'm surprised, if I'm honest, but what a setup. This what you could do with Bernie.
Yeah.
Just a little something, you know.
High end for it, really nice. Look at it. Look how clean it is. Look how tight it is.
T200 4-iron.
Okay. Yep. So the idea of the T200 is to get a bit more of a blend this year, isn't it? With
So
progressive.
basically what we've got a thinner top line and less offset.
Yeah.
You'll see on tour a lot of guys using these in their long irons, maybe 3-iron, 2-iron versions.
Yeah.
Some even 4-iron. So just again going back to that conversation of where is that tipping point for what players are looking for.
Talking about sole though, am I
Yeah.
expecting to see something similar to the older version of the T100 in this?
It is a bit wider,
Yeah.
but it hasn't got the same kind of camber.
Roll. Okay.
So it will be forgiving through the turf, but
Yeah.
we'll just see how it performs.
Okay.
And it's a forged face rather than the previous iron was fully forged.
Yeah.
So again, we'll just see how you like the look, the feel, and obviously how it performs.
Yeah. Hotter, felt hotter.
Yeah, faster off the face.
Felt a bit faster off the face, yeah.
Sounded different.
Sounded like you clapped in my backswing there.
That just flew 201.
Did it?
Yeah. Which, okay, great, it's gone further, but then it's almost going to create a new problem.
Massive gap.
And that all of a sudden now I've got 25-yard window.
Yeah.
How does it feel? 196?
I mean, it feels just really easy.
Yes. Yeah.
Really easy to hit. Like,
Exactly what it's
even
designed to
there,
do, yeah.
you know, even there where I probably felt like I may have lost, you know, quite a bit of ball speed from a poor strike because it wasn't the best strike.
Yeah.
You can see where it just goes,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It still
You know,
launches, it still flies
Yeah.
lovely.
It still gives you
I
what
would-
you want. But
On those ones there, again, I think we've just, like I say, we've given you more distance, but I think we've created a new problem.
yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree that it's all good going further, but that's not ultimately what
No.
wins, is it? I mean, it does feel good.
Yeah.
Slightly heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a bit of a drop there, but
Yeah, I mean, again,
it's just such a good flight, isn't it?
The gains, I mean, 195 through the air.
Was it?
Typically what we see is the gain in ball speed, that one there, 130 miles an hour ball speed, but then a drop off in spin. So yes, we give you more ball speed, ultimately more distance, but you lose a bit of that spin and a bit of that control. But in a long iron, that's what people want, right? They just want it to be easy to hit and go whatever distance might be. And for you, it just happens to be going too far versus the new T100 that we tried.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you to hit just a couple more with our U505.
Okay.
So again, bigger chassis, but I'd just like you to experience it, perhaps more than anything else.
So moving away from a steel going into graphite, that's quite common in this?
Yeah, you'll see a lot of guys in long irons, again, just easier to help launch the golf ball.
Get it up in the air a bit easier.
Absolutely. Again, bigger chassis on this compared to the previous two models that we've hit.
Yeah.
So therefore CG's lower down, further back, again, helping you launch it.
Pop it up in the air.
Yeah. So you can see the flight on that instantly, can't you?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. That is
132 miles an hour of ball speed.
132.
Yeah. 132.
Just initial
flew
height, wasn't it?
202.
So there's your.
But you can see the golfer that this would be aimed for.
Oh yeah.
You know, somebody who struggles with a long iron, perhaps likes the look of a long iron.
No problem getting that in the air.
No, no. And
Not at
so,
all.
you know, just kind of thinking ahead for yourself there, Dan. This is a 4-iron that we're looking at, but obviously we offer that in a 3 and a 2 and even a 1.
Yeah.
So going back to that conversation, and again, this might be jumping ahead about your hybrid scenario. You obviously are a good player and don't struggle hitting long irons. This could be a good option for you hitting that window or that number right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what was in my mind there for a moment, because I just feel, with this, I feel just complete confidence with it.
Yeah.
That I don't feel like I'm going to get that sort of toey one that can go left on me a little bit, and also gets it up in the air, so I can see where you're coming from on it.
Sounded good.
So for me, I think, I mean, I don't know what your take on this. That new T100, I think, is probably more where I need to be looking at.
Definitely, I think so. Watching you, and the best one for me was the very first shot that you hit.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like you had to warm to it or anything like that. You literally picked it up, practice swing, away you went. Great turf interaction, great ball flight, and flew 190 straight off the bat through the air. It hit the numbers ideally. So.
But the most important bit for me is obviously it looks very similar, feels somewhat similar, but instantly I could feel it when the club went into the turf. It allowed me to go into the turf.
Yeah,
which is what I would get with my 5-iron.
Yeah, yeah. So again, you got that same sort of interaction that you get through the rest of your irons throughout the bag, and now the same in the 4-iron. So yeah, I'd agree. I think that's going to be
more the avenue I want to go.
Yeah, definitely.
So a really good fitting there with Nick. Really, really interesting to see the differences between the old T100 4-iron and the new T100 4-iron. From a visual point of view, not a great deal of difference between them, but the interaction with the turf was massive. And to be fair, I don't think I've ever seen that before with a set of irons, and maybe it's because we're on the turf here at Woburn that's maybe being able to dial that in a little bit better has helped me sort of get a gauge of that or feel that. But for that fitting, that T100 4-iron there absolutely ticked a lot of the boxes that I was looking to try and get. Gives me that gap, gives me that separation from my 5-iron into my 4-iron leading up to the top end of my golf bag. I'd like to hear what you think though. Put your comments down below. What did you think of that as a fitting? What did you think about the actual performance centre here at Titleist? Always good to see your comments down there. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. But for now, we'll see you all again very soon.